And after we hear from his team, we'll hopefully folks from facilities will get here, and we'll queue up both facilities team. Take it away, team.
So, hi everyone, I'm Sierra.
I'm Rachel.
Caroline.
And today we're going to be talking to you about the Savethewaves Coalition. So, Savethewaves is the only nonprofit that is focused exclusively on the conservation of surfing coastlines on an international scale. Their mission statement is to protect and preserve the coastal environment with a focus on the surf zone. And their vision focuses on creating a world where waves and coastlines are cherished and protected throughout the surfing community. They partner with many local communities, organizations, governments, and entities in various countries. And their app empowers surfers and beachgoers to monitor the health of their own coastlines through crowdsourced data. So one of the ways they do this is through the Dirty Wave Challenge, which offers a cash prize to whoever submits the dirtiest coastline.
This is an incentivized way for people to use their app.
So how do you use the app? So what you would do is you would go to your local surf spot, take a picture of the issue you see, and put it under one of these categories, such as an oil spill or illegal development. Then you tag your location and then share your concern and ask the correct enforcing agency to take action, which is where we come in.
So the goal of our project is to create a registry of partners that Savethewaves can use to help protect the coast and deal with coastal issues like illegal development, public access to beaches, and water quality. So the registry of partners is based on area, the agencies in that area, and the issues that those agencies deal with, as well as the contact information. So the type of partners that we are researching are government agencies on a national, state, and local level. So they include academic institutions, NGOs. The agencies that we're researching are from areas that Savethewaves is currently active in. So these include California, Peru, Chile, Portugal, Mexico, Australia, Indonesia, and New Zealand. So the plan is to process and organize this information through Google Docs and Google Sheets, but the main point, or the main endpoint, is to have a master data sheet that concisely stores all of this information. So as of now, we've researched government agencies at the national level for all the areas of interest. So we have individual Google Docs and sheets for each area. So for example, so this is some screenshots of the Google Doc for the area Chile. And then, as you can see on the top here, we have the type of agency that it is. So this is the MMA, or what translates to the Ministry of the Environment. And they use the SEA, which establishes procedural guidelines for environmental assessments on developments and proposed projects. And they use the SEIA, which is translates to the Environmental Impact Assessment System, and they use ensure that proposed development complies with environmental requirements by facilitating citizen participation in the evaluation of those projects. So here's a diagram of that evaluation process. It is in Spanish, so that's one of our challenges that we've come up across, the language barrier in the legal documents. But we've overcome that by having some knowledge of the language and also using translation websites as well. So yeah, once we have this information, then we can determine what its issue area is. So here, its issue area would be vehicle development. And then we can slice that information into an individual Google sheet. So here we have Chile again. And we have the agency type. So our achievements now have been researching national governments, like we said. And then we have the issue area that it deals with and its surrounding contact information. So phone number and address.
So this is the Excel sheet that I currently have going for California under the different areas. And then this is my Google Doc on the California Coastal Commission, which goes into greater detail of what they cover, what their regulations are. The California Coastal Commission actually covers all of the issue areas that Save the Waves is looking for, as well as grants permits.
Here's mine. We actually have a highlighted section on mine because we've come across an issue. Two of the governmental agencies that I have learned about recently for Australia have 3 or 4, maybe 5 locations where they all have their own independent phone number, address, fax, contact information. They're all independent of each other, but they're the same organization. So we're having difficulties figuring out how we want to input that into the Excel sheet, whether we want to input each location as their own entity and note that they are the same under one of the columns, or input each location and address, which would seem kind of cluttered, at least to us, in each list every phone number and label what location it is for in each column. As of right now, it doesn't seem like a good option, but we're just stumbling across this as of like the past week, so we're trying to work out what would be the best option to move forward. So with the Google Docs, we're going to consolidate them. This is kind of like during our notes phase where we want to write down information and put it somewhere and make sure that we understand what the organization is. And once we're confident that we understand the organization, what they do, how they can help save the waves, then we take the information from our notes on the Google Doc and place it on the Excel sheet. And that is part of our deliverables. We are going to provide a single Excel sheet that has every single country and its organizations involved on one sheet entirely, so someone can hit Control F and just find every instance of that particular agency. And then as well as the Google Docs, we're going to consolidate them onto one Google Doc as well. So that way someone can go, okay, I know this contact information, but I don't know who they are or like what they actually do. The notes are like a substantial part of being able to understand who they are, what they are, and how they do what they do. We still want to look into creating a Google form so we can upload the data more efficiently on the Google Excel sheet, and we are considering, as we're going through that process, we are realizing that that would be a great beneficial tool for Save the Waves as a future, like providing, they could link, send a link to that Google form for a new agency that they've recently worked on, and they can fill out all their information themselves, and it'll automatically link up to their Google Excel sheet, and so they can have that data for them. So
another suggestion we want to offer to Save the Waves is partnering with other organizations, and we found a few that we were interested in. Such as this first one, which is surfline.com, which is basically a weather forecast for surfers, giving them the conditions on a day-by-day basis. Next, please. The next one will be Borreo, which is a grassroots company that makes skateboards and other products out of abandoned fishing nets that they find. And lastly being Beach Report Card, which is a site that provides weekly updates on the water quality status of your favorite beaches. So the reason that they might want to partner with these organizations is that all of these organizations appeal to individuals who enjoy surfing, coastal recreation, and the general well-being of our beaches. These groups working together can enhance the virtual following of all parties involved and lead to even more active citizen science.
And while these groups don't necessarily fit into the categories that we were asked of, we believe that they would be beneficial for Save the Waves to reach out to and potentially partner with.
Cool, thanks. So I'll just say, I know that a lot of your teams are struggling with communication with your clients. This team wins with the communication struggle. So thank you for persevering in the absence of a strong hand. All right, questions from the crowd? I did have a thought about your question about the regional organizations, and that is in light of the fact that the goal of the app is to help the user go from the goal of combining this database with the app is so that the user can go from the geotagged photo to the right reporting outlet. So in that sense, having the jurisdictional domain, spatial domain of an agency is actually really important, because if they're in Southern California, they'll need to know to reach out to a Southern California district office from the Coastal Commission versus a state agency, or if they're in New South Wales and not Victoria in Australia.
Yeah, and like the California Coastal Commission has an enforcer for Northern, Central, and Southern California.
So other agencies have that as spatial breakups.
Okay, so you recommend inputting them as like their own area?
Yeah, we can chat about the exact details, but that data point is relevant because different parts of those organizations have different spatial jurisdiction, and you want to be able to connect the user to the right one based on where they are. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, thank you all very much.